let's get started, shall we? Alright, YouTube stream, I believe, is rolling. We'll double check. It's rolling. Beautiful. Hello, YouTube. And we're recording. Hello, folks of the VODs. I'm Esso. This is Apollo Justice. Let's get it. It is time for court. Especially because there's like a ring that makes you not get XP. You know, like does not increment your soul memory, basically. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 minutes. We can call him back after that. Hello, Ice. How are you? Welcome in. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait. I never liked you. Either of you. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. You were about to tell us. I'm doing well. I'm excited to dig into the final part of the case. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will say, with our earlier Game 1 discussions, or Trilogy 1 discussions, the recaps are so good. Because this game is meant to be played in chunks, right? Like, whether it's literally on a commute or whether it's just played in small sessions, like I think splitting the game into these very discrete episodes is very smart. Not just the cases, but like the sub-case chunks, the days of the case. Love that. And I think the fact that these recaps are brief enough and contextualized enough, though I think they're really nice. Like it's like 30 seconds, and we're like, oh yeah, here's the important details from yesterday. Beautiful. Time to bring down a little justice. He's so corny. Eek! Wait, what? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Oh my god. Volant Grammary! I exclaimed as he walked into the door, normally. Did he fire off like a flashbang? You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Volant? Preposterous proposition. How could I stand to stand upon the stand? 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 And he's in yellow? I don't know about that. Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. So it's going well, I think. I'm trying to think if we have like a read yet. It's been a couple days IRL since we last played, so I need to like get my facts in order again. Where were we? Because like obviously we have the igniter in the guitar. We have the cocoon insane reveal there. So the read I had last was the most clear thing is supposing dressing room 2 is the one with the window. I'm not sure about that. If that's the case, Darian can very clearly be on stage while in that 30-foot radius while oh my god, what's her name? The singer. Oh my god, my brain. Lamarar. I was like, Noir. Yeah, Lamarar is hearing him through her earset. I think this is the key here that explains how she heard Darian. The question is how and where. And I don't know. That's so true, Ace. That's so true. So we're trying to like call shots. That's my called shot for today. That's how she heard Darian. Darian might not have been in the room. The question is who killed our Interpol agent, and the answer is what's his name again? It's Lettuce. His name's Romaine Lettuce, right? Yeah, Lettuce. That's why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. Before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand grammary glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. And do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Very well. And there he goes. 2-4. Yes, I was gonna say that, yeah. 2-4 is complicated. Right? That's the big Edgeworth one, right? With the lake. Or is that 1-4? No. Wait, wait. Oh, that was 1-4, I'm sorry. Was it 1-4? That was 1-4, right? Oh, yes. Shelly D. Killer? Okay. I don't remember anything about anything right now. The radio on the stand? That's 2-4, right? Or is that 2-1? Yes, okay, yeah. You sure seem happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. Can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or elephants, or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. So he's talking about what we saw at the concert. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Let me just read it real quick. Yeah, it's D Killer, right? Shelly D Killer, yep. Oh god, right, this whole thing was crazy, yeah. Yes, the Steel Samurai. Oh my god, yeah, this was a completely unhinged case. Anyway. Yes. I was thinking about 1-4 where we were convinced he was guilty for like 75% of it. Lamar's disappearing acts and Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir. Yes. The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first. By the judge's request, some urgent personal business. Great. I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. Okay, we called that this was going to be relevant. I figured it'd be relevant to case 4. But here we are. Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. Bro, how did I not put that together? Oh my god, okay. Now what? No, I don't get it. You're kidding me about yourself? Okay, this is... Incuritis, I've never heard that before. So, we haven't met the Chief... If we had met the Chief Justice, I'd be sus. I mean, there's an angle now where Darian kills Latouche to get the cocoon? For the Chief Justice? The Chief Justice hires Darian? That's a little stretch. That's a stretch. Let's read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV Guide page to me. Okay, that's fine. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. He loves the funnies. We know he loves the funnies. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot, by the way. Hold on, double hustle for a second. Here we go. My apologies for the delay. The court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobaye, our suspect fortissimo. Right, it is his trial in any case, and the defense is prepared, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. This is Dante. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? The article said there is no known cure, well, except for the cocoon. Prosecutor, I think a toss-up between Edgeworth and The airport scene at the end of Game 2 is probably one of my favorites in the series. I liked Godot a lot too, though. He was a really, really engaging prosecutor for Game 3. And I think that, I think that we've had a great time with Gavin so far too. I was talking about it in the last stream. I think Gavin has done a remarkable job. They've done a great job positioning Gavin as a different type of prosecutor than anybody related to the Von Karmas in the first game. And then, of course, Godot being a very specific type of guy on, Revenge Quest type stuff. So very distinct in that Gavin is almost a collaborator. He's a friendly rival as opposed to a rival. Head Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain, but now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Yes, very nice. Like, I like, obviously, what's his name? Is it Payne? Is like a meme. He's funny. But of the prosecutors we've had both Von Karmas. Francisca I love, and the Von Karma the Elder is a wonderful villain for 1-4. Really, really strong. Just like this dude is horrifying. Yeah, interesting. I'm excited to see the others then. The collaborator's a lot of fun. It's been very fun seeing the layers get peeled back on him as we go. And I'm interested to see if his brother shows back up again later. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. Right, yes. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number is Latouche, Romain Latouche. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I think Edgeworth is probably the strongest so far. Godot's a good, and Godot and Von Karma are really strong, arc villains, basically. And Godot, villain Astro is great. Edgeworth is sort of the guy, right? And it's hard to escape the pull of Edgeworth. He's just that good. Tetic Crescendo, it's a great help. No problem at all, Your Honor. Heading out. Right. So I'm saying 100% this is headset related. This has to be headset related. It was him. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He is the antagonist. To be clear, that's what I should have said. He's the antagonist of Game 3 in a lot of ways, but he's not a villain. Your Honor, allow me to present this 3 cuts updated autopsy report. It was him, I'm sure of it. It was him? They must have amnesia, they forgot that I'm him. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired, it was him. It was Mr. Darian. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star on the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescendo is a member of my band, the Gaviners. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I'm just saying, as far as the game positioning until the reveals, Godot is, very much he's our antagonist for sure. Yet after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or find. Yeah, villain's certainly the wrong word there. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Herr Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. Can we get a diagram, please? The Gaviners ripped up the stage during the first set. This is nice. The second set, our guest took center stage. Only performers appearing were myself, Lemurar, and Machi. Yes, 100%. Shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Drummer and bassist. Okay, so that as second guitar, that means that on the 2nd act, Darian was not on stage. Lemurar, the defendant, much to by, had left the stage at that point, and the Gaviners were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. The shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lammerard herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime, when she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged, which means that Lammerard was sadly mistaken. Their testimony could not be true. Very well. Of course, if we had disregarded testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring... Oh my god, my pen just exploded. Declaring a verdict, if indeed there are no objections. Oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now... Yeah, I think like her yeah, I like Francisca's really fun, and I was really endeared by her scene with Edgeworth, especially or scenes plural with Edgeworth, but especially the bit in the airport. It was just I gotta play Edgeworth Investigations to get more of that apparently, but yeah, Francisca Edgeworth, that stuff that was a great, oh so good, such a great emotional beat for the series. Lammerard might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? Wait. Potential other read here. Is it about the case or about the case? Like the guitar case, about the case, like, and I guess the issue is here, we don't know anything of the structure of Borginian. We can't guess if they're the same type of word. Are these homonyms in Borginian as well? Darian? Probably not, so... Machi's trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath? Very well. The court finds the defendant. What was his name again? Your Honor. No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before we declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobaye to the stand. Bold play, Apollo. I like it. What? But he doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as, I love you and where is the toilet? Incredible, Hydra. You can drop that in the spoiler chat maybe if you have it. If you don't have it, it's also fine. The defense would like to request Lammerard as the interpreter. Lammerard? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, Hereford. Herr Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lammerard lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lammerard to the witness stand. This is crazy. Suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lammerard. I'm also not convinced that Machi doesn't understand English. He may not be able to speak English, but he might understand English. Yes. He says Machi Tobaye, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom, not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? Oh, I hadn't thought that far. Bro, Apollo, aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? Granted, if I don't know what he was saying. Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lamorar. Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Ugh, the suspense is killing me. What? 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 Well, Lamorar, according to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? He brought this dude to the stand. This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo, we did it! Sounds too good to be too good to believe. I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Lamorar, I mean Machi, please testify to the court. Very well. Okay, so I think we're getting set up for another "this sounds too good to be true" followed by Apollo poking holes in the case that he should not be poking holes in. He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock, but if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why he would only have to ask Lamorar to know the meaning of that song. Lamorar, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lamorar might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in the testimony. I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It'll work tonight. It's wild that we haven't heard about the bracelet yet. Okay, he says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. Were Machi and Mr. Latus close? Yes, after we traveled around the world on tour together. Objection! Lamorar, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours, but I knew the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. Prosecutor Gavin's tough. He's really tough. Machi says he was very good friends with Mr. Latus. Mr. Latus was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen. Let's hit him with the perception. We're gonna get perceived. You see hands or no? Okay, it's gonna be on Machi probably. It could be on Lamorar. Okay, pass. The guitar serenade, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the keyring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. I, that is he, could not have done it. By could not have done it, you mean... It's very simple. Machi could not have done all the things that happened that day, for all those things followed the song lyrics closely. So that because he lyrics in English, he does not understand them. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? He did know what the song was about, its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar in love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Okay. No, it is my fault. I am too used to singing in Virginian. It is much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yay, I knew he was innocent. Trucy, I'm very happy for you, but no. I believe he is too, Trucy. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something is hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Alright, let's get our perception glasses on, folks. Perception 100. It's time to perceive. Let me perceive. Hello, Hunter. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And of course, for anybody confused about chat messages you're not seeing, we are streaming on both YouTube and Twitch right now. Keep that in mind. My boy is staring dead into the camera. I was hoping we'd be lying about the English here. Look at Lemar. She was like swallowing last time, right? Oh, interesting, okay. That is he, could not have done it. We have hands? No hands? Okay. I think that my song is from Lammerwart's perspective, Faye. Okay, let's see what we got here, folks. He's implacable. I'm not entirely sure what to find fault with right now. It would just be really hard because we know exactly when it happens. The killing, like we know precisely when it happens. I'm like half waiting for... I have RIP, okay. Thank you, Hydra. You hate to see it. And also sorry for everybody watching, because that means I missed it. One thing I'm a little sus about is that Machi doesn't understand English. Oh. What are you doing? I'm focusing. Yeah. Get perceived. You have been perceived. You have been perceived. Get him. Get him. Called, by the way. We called it. Machi. You can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her the moment she said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course you can't. Dead on. It was really subtle. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Should have moved a little bit more. Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? That is brutal. It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper! The Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They already begun to report this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Miss Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi's lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Did we get the Daily Bugle? Ah. I love that it just says it. I forgot that. I have here a Borginian newspaper, the Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there's a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. Doesn't mention the lyrics. That's a great question. I'm assuming they railroad you into being correct, basically. What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Borginian newspaper. Pharaoh, destroy this man's mind. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. So I think Lamaror didn't know, for the record. I know. Must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says, yes? It is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard the lyrics from me. What? Is this true, Lamaror? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. And it looks like Herr Forehead has been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No. I was onto something. I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examining, I'd better have an angle of attack. Or else. Better keep my ass in this courtroom or I'm finished. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. Oh yeah, true. I was just saying, I think it was just the judge saying, like, speaking to Lamaror, who's been speaking English, is I think the other big thing. If you must, you must. Very well, witness. I understand. That was my impression of that line, at least. But yes, also true. It was I who explained the crime followed the song. Did you now? Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? Ah, this is the question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. I told him that Mr. Latouche had been killed and why he was a suspect, and I told him the crimes of that day followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart? Yes, of course, I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yeah, I knew he was innocent. I believe he is too, Trucy. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something is hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. repress. Wouldn't it be difficult for them to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? Or is this the same one as before? Okay, yeah. Yep. Okay. New phrasing, same press. Get perceived. Also, this might be our first back-to-back perception. Okay. Over to Lamar this time. Oh, get perceived.
Gotcha!
Get perceived. You have been perceived. Lamar, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lamar, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. A stretch, but we accept the stretch. Tell the truth, I do not believe in myself. Now, I'll have the answer for you. Lamar, you're protecting. Wait, I think Machi. Yeah. I think it's Machi, right? Because Machi was the one with the cocoon, right? Or was going to reveal the cocoon? Yeah, I saw they did what they did. They did like some Jam Jar and Globo stuff, right? I think it's Machi. That's exciting. Seems like it was kind of hacky, but we take hacky. Lemur, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help. This is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamar lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English, you have to. Ah! Mind crush. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little, only. What? First he could see, now he can talk, and you did not know about this, Lamar? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you were in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk. Manager, he on floor. Be after the shooting, right. Then there was voice. Voice or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went to the dressing room, the two had already been shot, and then we came to the door. Right, because when we walked in, if memory serves, the first thing that Emma and Apollo said was, did we see the door or something? Panel high up, and take off, run away, run away. So it was you who escaped through that air vent. The prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? No, he's clearly denied that he did it. No shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say. I found that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. Can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's climbed up Apollo. Well, let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. You shouldn't, maybe, for his own sake, but for the truth's sake, we gotta reach out to the truth, then maybe we gotta. Cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Momochi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. Cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust, Half-Forehead. Yeah, even though we didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds, so I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. Wait, what's that from, High Gems? I see no other course but declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendants so that we might proceed. Okay, it's been an hour. Oh. Wait.
And away we go.
Oh my god. Oh, what a banger. I guess I just like don't know the lyrics of this song then. What a banger though. Oh, yeah, okay. Wow. My brain was like, oh yeah, I know all the lyrics of the song now. Apollo Eustace. That's justice, but I don't know how to say it if you want to get some. Believe. I know shooting. Machi claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Suddenly I hear a revolver. Close, very close. And then I hear a voice. I hear gunshots. Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound. Wait. You're saying into the dressing room and found Mr. Latus already dead and then you heard shots? That's true. So you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. Oh. This presents a new wrinkle here, which I'm surprised about. Did we ever get an, okay, hold on. Did we ever get an autopsy report? Okay, so what I'm saying is option 2 is he gets shot with like a silenced pistol or something, and then the killer takes Latus's revolver, shoots the wall twice, and then I don't know what that, but you know. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I open vents, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went both to the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Yeah, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Oh, yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that? No, we're talking Volant Grammary. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! A magician, huh? At least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? Supposed to say he went to the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That won't go well in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says. He even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him every time. Apollo having his like hero worship shot left and right. So what do we do? You're sure you want to testify, Machi? No talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home. I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death. He is punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. I guess we'll have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo? So what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Testify. Lamarar or Gavin? Oh. What just happened? Oh, sorry, I accidentally closed the YouTube chat. Sorry, YouTube chat. Court is now back in session. Here's the justice. Have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. Very well. So will you testify? Your Honor, the defendants will not testify. What? Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn this case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamarar. Lamarar?
Objection!
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamarar's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lamarar was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamarar dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin, why would anyone be out to kill Lamarar? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think. I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, and afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something the killer doesn't want getting out. So, am I to understand that this is what you're saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamarar's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. If Lamarar was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will hear Lamarar's testimony once more. There we go. Poor Lamarar's been on the stand for like 2 days straight. Lamarar, I must apologize. You must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Well, let's review testimony from yesterday. You told us that you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. That the voice belonged to Darian Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. Yo, what's up, Couch? What do we have here, Hair Forehead? So true. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and it was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. Yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind to testify once more to the court? Of course, Your Honor. Here we go. And here we go. Yeah, I'm like, I have trepidation, but I'm excited. Like, the game's gonna be too big for me, but we'll figure it out. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Okay, we got positioning right now, folks. Make sure you know what to do. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped, and I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's. I am sorry, I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way, yet everything I have said here is the truth. Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lamarar was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Yeah, he was cool. Maybe I do better when I try to think ahead. Hey, Phoenix? Absolutely. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Okay. I'm saying this because I think we are in, like, deep diagram mode right now. Stage, backstage, right? We gotta look at the diagram. We're looking at the diagram. We're only kind of looking at the diagram. This cross-section, right? How do we get to the stage? Never mind. No, we're not. Get pressed. Is something wrong? I don't said hold it, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice? Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony. Now I know what they mean about the reckless youth these days. The one in red over there is a shining example, Herr Judge. The last pointing finger, Mr. Rockstar. That's when I heard them. Mr. Latouche and the detective. Darian Crescent? I didn't know his name at the time, but yes, it was him. The one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to tell you that's impossible? So she was, so, again, in terms of observing the diagram, right? We do know, however, that if she is, let's say, you know, here, right? Like there's like stairs on this edge, right? Just knowing how this is laid out. She's 30 feet from the stage, probably still, right? There's no way you could have heard him. So the window of the steam was closed? Is that why? Of course. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try. What were they talking about? Remember, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I had given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this, that she doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase. Do you remember something that was said? Why did you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. The shooter, then. Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Okay. So, that's easy. That's a cue for the igniter. That's this switch. Switch? The shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche? I thought it quite strange myself afterward. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Miss Justice, care to shed some light on this? I mean, sure, I'd be delighted. It's very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony? Maybe, Apollo? And it was Detective Darian Crescent's voice. Yes, I'm sure of it. It's over, press the switch. Why would he say that to Mr. Latouche? Apollo? The murder from the revolver was Mr. Latouche's, right? Yeah, what of it? Well, maybe when he said press the switch, he really meant to say pull the trigger. Because his English isn't so good. Darian Crescent is a native speaker. Oh, right. Sorry, I kind of forgot who was what. Press the switch. That's not something a killer usually says to their victim, is it? Was there no one else in the room? I do not know. All I heard was Mr. Latouche and the detective. Okay. I'm going to just fire the shot. Objection! Let's go! Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh. Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here. That so does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Yes. I would say it's a smoking gun, but we have a literal smoking gun, and B, we have a literal smoking igniter. Yes, it's over. Pull the lever, Kronk. Exactly. Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming the voice Lamar heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility. Objection! Oh, hair forehead. I call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the way of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamar's dressing room. I was right about Lamar's dressing room. Okay, so it was dressing room number 2. So yeah, so she's standing here. And yeah. Not to mention that the Gaviners were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout, so too have her forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage. Let's go. We are on it, folks. Oh wait, like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on stage in the dressing room. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Why, that's... What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented, but I wasn't looking? We've trained for 4 games, all for this moment, exactly. This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? Communications device, huh? Yes, Snake, this is a wireless transceiver. Transceiver. What I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on. So you admit that if you're wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple. Snake does say communication at some point. Of course he does. True, but wait, those send out an electronic signal. Avoid interference with the audience, the range is quite limited. Lamora said she was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Oh, and guess who circled this earlier? Communications tower. We will simply observe the diagram. Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is actually less than 30 feet. That can't be. So, when Lamora heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. Objection! You're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could have been placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. He's got a point. How do we know where it was that she heard the voice? Yeah, same here. I hit the MGS thread early. The shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating it. We do know, though, it's a 30-foot switch, too. We're sure this is the way to go with this. What is this switch, anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what the switch is. If you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about the switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what the switch is? I mean, we got this. Triggered by the remote trigger. Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? That's that. That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. What phone looks like this? The igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying this switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yeah! Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected. If my whiskers had caught on fire, prosecutor... Let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah, exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught on fire in the middle of your performance. Well, wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it in Virginia from Lamora. He said the sound was amazing, before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Her forehead. Yes, don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together, those being the shooter's voice heard by Lammeror, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latus and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset, and he ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed, and the guitar caught fire. Well, it does seem to make sense, though something about it is bugging me. I can't quite put my finger on it. Really, it seems pretty simple to me. Forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple story simply makes no sense. Think. That night my guitar caught fire, yes, the cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. That's right, of course. The guitar got fired during Lammeror's song. Indeed, the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise of this is faulty. See? His story makes no sense. Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Miss Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for this entire case so far. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. Oh. Yes. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place during the third act. What's this? But Detective Emma Sky heard shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us in his testimony. Name of the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. The shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know that a remote triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. I think more than I think you definitely were right that the killing didn't happen the way that we thought it did. I think the reason though was to create an alibi for Darian, not for the lyrics. We can find out. We'll find out. That's still my feeling that like this is going to be more deeply related to the cocoon and the Incuritus than anything else. The lyric thing is interesting, but I'm not 100% sure what it has to do with anything yet. What? It may be that it's just to create this crazy distraction from the fact that the killing did not happen during the third act. Order, order, order. But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of the song, yes? No, he's right, look. The bolt was coming after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way, huh? Look. Why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? Awful lot of trouble to go through. With little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose. Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin? If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes, the shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet, her forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. So yes, 100% right, Faye. There you go. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovering moving the body? That was the final touch, and I guess think he'd follow the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order. That would explain this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song, but I question your logic. For it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Herr Forehead. One I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window of the scene was closed. How could Lammeror have heard a voice through it? Oh. I bet you would like to divert attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Lammeror's testimony is my entire case. That voice she heard, the shooter's voice. What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying, press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence. But how do I make it work? Let's see a more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lammeror heard the voice? Key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? The headsets? Okay, Justice, you got one thing to prove, one thing only. Lammeror heard a voice. She heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lammeror able to hear the voice? She has, the window was open. She has divine hearing where she was somewhere else. I don't think he's guilty. I think he's feeling defensive over, you know, one of his guys, basically. Like, you know, we're accusing Darian right now, who's a bandmate and, you know, fellow prosecutor, or fellow Justice Department member, and, you know, it's his job to be, basically. But it's possible he knows more than he's letting on. Lammeror heard a voice, and she heard it during the second set. The window was open. I mean, does the headset not explain this? We're talking about Latus, though. Could the window have been open? I'm going with headset. I'm going to try to get this down to headset logic. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open, either. Meaning, it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Wow, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Borginian, too. Bro, what is Gavin's deal with the Borginians? As I was saying, Lammeror cannot hear the voice through that window, so there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You do amuse me so, and here I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. Now, I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Herr Forehead? Lammeror clearly stated she heard the voice through that small window, and there is only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? Was she in the doorway? Ah, I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lammeror heard the voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lammeror heard the voice from here. Could that have been it? Could this have been it? The vent is also possible. Was it the bullet holes? No, she said she peeked in, heard the voice, and then left. Right? Oh god, what if that wasn't her when Emma and, oh my god, what if it wasn't? So Lammeror testified that she went in, opened the door, heard a voice, and then slammed the door shut. What if she went to the door, thought it was the window, or I don't know, or went up to the, I don't know. Is that possible? Lamarissa saw her vent. Yeah, that's true. Y'all are right. That would be sus. No, she said I think she testified that was the door, right? Like she knew that was the door. Could the bullet hole? Could the bullet hole be it? Could she like? Cause she wouldn't know. I guess we don't know if it pierced all the way through. Is my only problem. This would be so pogged if this was right. Does this look like a small window to you, Mr. Justice? The state of modern society can be read from numerous objects and artifacts. In a sense, anything can be a window on our society. I didn't ask you to point out a window on society. I want a window on the crime scene. Okay, I tried. I want too big brain. What the junk monster trying? Landmark claims you heard this. Okay. Okay, event it is. Yeah. Oh, I'm dumb. Sorry. I forgot to observe the diagram. We got the vents going all the way through the damn basement. She heard from the vents very easily. This is where Lamar heard that voice from. I overthought it. Well, that's no small window. That's the air vent. The music in this game is so good. What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. Objection! Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous speed. So Lamar is up in the ventilation system listening to the man's voice. That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? Yeah, good call, Coach. I do not think this word means what you think it means, Herford. Okay, what about it isn't logical? Huh! Hardly merits saying. Why would Lamar be in the ventilation system? Because of the illusion! That's the piece that I didn't put together. Hide like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin, isn't it, Lamar? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes, I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. The window was closed, but why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Oh, the problem here is words. This is a great screenshot. The problem here is words. That's true for almost all of human communication. The problem here is words. Lamar, the small window through which you heard the voice, was it up high on the ceiling of the room? Not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling. What? Yep. Aussie. Order! I will have order! What did we black out? Witness, you will clarify the statement to the court. Yes, absolutely. I got you. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room and that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact I was. I am sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I am not sure I can't. May I remind you this is a murder trial? We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Well, it's because of Volant. It's Volant Gramarie's illusion. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Yeah, I got you. Bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold, but you say you were in the middle of your performance. So this did happen during the second set? I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, yeah, Half-Warhead? Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin reaching out to the truth. What are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to find out the truth. I'm going to reach out to the truth. She was above that ceiling for a reason. I have to get it out of her. How do we submit Volant Grammary as evidence? Ugh, okay, alright. Above the ceiling, could you be more specific? I cannot, because you're bound to secrecy. Yes, to tell the truth, I was not supposed to even say I was above the ceiling. I dare not say more. Yep. I heard there was a small window there before. By small window, you mean the air vents. I only remembered I needed to be careful of where I put my hands and feet. I cannot see the light coming through the window, of course. The air vent grate could trip you up, certainly, so I was walking very carefully when I heard the gunshots. Startled, I crouched and listened. It was when I heard this voice come from the room. Darian's voice. I knew something terrible had happened yet. Second set. So without a word, you just let the third set start. After the curtain closed for the second set, there was still much to do. Could have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you had only told us sooner. Yes, perhaps I could have. Little point in the battery in the witness. What's done is done. The mind works differently when one is in the middle of a performance. Why, I've lost my voice in the middle of a show and kept on singing, completely unaware. Singing without a voice? If only all contradictions were so obvious. One could get one more to talk. Pressuring her like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. We gotta do it once and then we'll figure it out. You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. You're quite sure. Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? No one asked me. I thought you all knew. I told you Machi was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. But you never told us why. I am sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. She's not talking to Paul. What do we do? We just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she is bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk, but if I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it. Performance tape? She was singing on the stage, Apollo. She couldn't have been up above the ceiling, too. Yes, she could. I've got a theory as to why, too, and maybe I've got the evidence to prove it. Okay, I think it's the performance tape. One more press, then we'll try that. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was. No, I think perhaps that is alright. It is just a name, after all. It was Volant Grammary, exactly. Perhaps you know him. Volant Grammary? What? Your Uncle Volant? What? Volant Grammary? Who is Volant Grammary? A grand magician, the one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Yep, interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. Lamra was bound to secrecy. It's going to take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? I think the tape. Yes, exactly, Couch, exactly. Objection! Let's go! Alright. Lamoror, truth be told, the reason for your presence above the ceiling is quite clear. And for what it's worth, if anybody's questioning why I am popping off before the stuff starts, when the music cuts, it definitely means we got our percent right. Evidence presented always cuts the music. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here on this video. Was the guitar igniting? Oh my god. Look at that. It's one of those things where like I didn't know that was intentional. If I noticed it at all, I wouldn't have known it was intentional. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can imagine Hunter. Oh my god. Yeah. Like, it's not looking great here, but I can imagine the original, it was a little rough. And, like, you know, shout out the Ace Attorney team for, like, trying out 3D pretty early, right? And trying to pivot to, oh god, hold on. This pen is just, I need to stop. Stop using it. We're used to, like, just having a little gesturing device around, and the pen has exploded. As we can see, Lamore was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Though it sounded to me to be so realistic. Lamore is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view, and during that time she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo? What, Trucy? It's not nice to reveal magician's secrets. And it's against the rules. I know, but it is also a murder trial. But I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to be nice? That's incredible. This is all very fascinating. But how is it possible? There was only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Investigator Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. I was going to find it. I think I might. I don't know, a comparison. Yeah. Honestly, I can try to put this on screen later. I'll drop it in chat for now because I don't want to eat all this time. Here's a comparison. I tend to like when, like, if it's gonna be like rough around the edges, make it really rough around the edges. Like, I do think the cleaner 3D makes it look a little worse because there's less left to the imagination. It's less like, oh, this is a little rough looking. Who knows what this means? And it's like, yeah, this is not great. Better resolution, of course, but I do wonder. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage through the backstage to the rear of the forum. Carl Lamore's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's where I saw it. She went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lamore knew this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. I know if by opening vents, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that. Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew about the vanishing act, of course, yet I had no idea of the route that would be used. Why didn't the magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lamore to secrecy. Well, Lamore, I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route over the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that, but I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before... There was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. Oh, that's when she dropped the brooch! 20 seconds tops. How could she... Holy moly, it is! That's a good question. Wow, the detail on this cutscene. Wow. Oh, that feels good to have noticed. I knew something looked weird when she reappeared, but I thought it was just the angle of it. And I was like, that's gotta be just the angle, I guess. Nah, she dropped the brooch. Oh my god. Yo, okay, that's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well. Mr. Justice, yes, it's all up to you. Do your thing. Thank you, Judge. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lamar was able to teleport like she did, or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. This is getting crazy for Dante. Why did I get picked on? As Lamar wasn't going along with the program here. As I have stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. Then you just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Alright. This is very silly. I don't think this is how this works in real life. But it's very good for this bit, though. Like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo. This is a great bit for this, though. I love this. The big illusion. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. Wait, but it was 20 seconds. 2 minutes, you say. The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that this judge would only come with something as does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All of these found the contradiction between what Lamar is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. I figured it out already. I'm a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal all the magician's secrets. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. My side. Oh, the cutscene Ozzy, or? How did you, proceed along this route? How? Why I walked. But you arrived behind the forum much too fast to have been walking. Tell the truth, Lamar. You rode some kind of vehicle. What? A vehicle? What vehicle? Oh, that would slap Hunter. Although, I feel like Apollo would be like a highly skilled magician with like awful presentation skills. Like, you'd be like, and here it is, and everybody's like, what? It's like, didn't you see it? And then like one person like has to like notice and is like, oh. Wait, at the expense of the player? Oh, okay. So you're saying like this bit about like the judge like going like, well, man, do your thing. I think it's very funny. Yeah, this is funny. Oh, what a novel idea. I like it. Hey, it's not a bad guess. Wrong, but not bad. Yeah. Haha, yes, laugh. It's a dumb attorney. I don't mind. This is why I like this case so far. Like, it's such a bizarre, like, everybody's kind of on the same side, but nobody's cooperating. This very weird, like, web of competing interests. Right? It's like, well, everybody kind of knows what's going on, but, like, we're in the position, like, Apollo's in the position of needing to actually be the one to point it out, which is very interesting. I'm sorry, but the girl is right. The vent was much too small for vehicles. Tight fit, even I had to crouch as I walked. I cannot imagine a vehicle that would fit in such a small space. Ugh, if it wasn't a vehicle, what was it? A double? I've been going for a while there, Mr. Justice, too bad. Yep. Great magician, awful stage present, and really awkward deadpan delivery. Yes, absolutely. Phoenix would be a super cheesy magician, I think, though. Giant goofy smile, everybody's like, he's kind of got it, but yeah. Ready for the next part? Why do I feel like I'm on some kind of quiz show? And Phoenix would bring Maya on stage and everybody's like, oh, look at Maya. And then like she does something like very impossible. And everybody leaves going, yeah, the Phoenix guy was like kind of funny, but what was up with his assistant that one time where she actually did magic? There's an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. Did everyone on the concert staff know about the trick? Not all, only a few that were needed to help. See, like I said, it's on a need-to-know basis. so not many knew about the trick. What were these stagehands required to do? One needed to open the emergency exit. The door to the stairs is locked, but once through there... Everyone wants the truth, and it's a pretty clear Mr. wants to look at themselves at the call to find the truth. Yes, gotta call up our friend Subinaba. Yeah, good point there, Ozzy. Yeah, there's a distinction between making fun of, like, comedy at the expense of Apollo, who is, you know, a character, and at the expense of the situation, and in particular the player piloting through the situation. So the player has to, this is like a situation where like the comedy is inherent in like the gameplay. It's like, it's funny that we're doing this right now. So when you came back out, you were behind the audience. Yes, that is how it works. Not a bad show, but I used to say so myself. Uncle Vallant for you. The old grammar retouch. Well, in the video, you were only gone for 20 seconds. How was that possible? Part of it, I don't get either. Yes, it would be hard to go so far in only 20 seconds. You promised me to move there in 2 minutes. So, there's one, like, really funny answer, which is that the concert video was edited. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's one really funny answer here. That it was 2 minutes IRL, and it was 20 seconds. Oh my god, yes. I so agree, Hunter. The panties bit, I will say, as it repeated, it got funnier. But, when did this game come out? In 2007. So, like, that's not, I mean, it's almost 20 years ago. It's not great. Like, I don't want to give the whole series like a pass on its bad humor, but also it was a long time ago. So, and it didn't feel especially like mean-spirited. I think some of the stuff in like the earlier games, there was some of the bad humor. Yeah, yep. In the earlier games, also it was like very like oh my god, the ventriloquist. Oh my god, the ventriloquist. Yeah, like to your point there, Hydra, like Atlas humor. Atlas, please. 2 minutes. Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running? In that cramped dark tunnel at the ceiling? Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Oh, that's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert, you had made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes. Though I really nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Oh, turn out big top. Oh, turn out big top. Yeah. I'm trying to think. It like basically has to be my least favorite unless you want to count like tutorial cases, but I still like enjoyed them more. That's good, that's good. And I know the P3R made a little pass over some of the more less aged well stuff as I understand it, so looking forward to that. I'm thinking I'm actually right about this editing thing, which is very funny. Lamroris appears in the video for 20 seconds. And the ventriloquist was like a super frustrating character in Turn Out Big Top. But she said she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? Professional opinion, I'll get the answers right there in that video. Well, Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us? Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony? Ugh. Stunt double? I mean, stunt double's also a thing. I wasn't edited. I'm really stuck on that now, and I maybe shouldn't be. The problem is, oh, you couldn't rewind or fast forward on DS. That would make this so much worse. Oh my god. We'll save scan if we get hit. Oh my god, that's brutal, Ozzy. So the problem is, this is a situation where if we go, present no evidence, Apollo might go, there's no evidence because it was edited, is the thing. Or like if the game's being frustrating, the need here might be present evidence and then present the tape, is the thing that I'm annoyed with right now. The blue badger. Wait, what was up with the blue badger case? Was there like an animation of the blue badger doing the dance? Is that what it was? I'm tempted to say there's evidence. Let's say that. What evidence could prove that? What's your professional opinion about this one, Shishi? Sorry, I don't work in evidence, and I don't work in tricks. I'm trained, not a magician for crying out loud. Really? I'm sure Daddy would have loved working on those things. That makes me feel so much better. Oh, right, okay. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I found this mystery fascinating. And I'm not letting this trial go any further until we get to the bottom of this. Okay. Okay, you said I'm done. Okay, so... Alright, well, we have evidence then. Was Darlene's voice you heard? Yes, I'm certain it was him. Matter best left for later, yeah? Put that forehead of yours to work on this illusion first. Hold on, I think getting the kill was a little more important, don't you think? Important Schmortens, objection overruled. What was about the illusion? This is really funny. I know he's trying to avoid the problem hand, Apollo. This is a murder trial. The killer's the problem. Contrast between Lemra's testimony and the video, and how long an illusion can't be so different from solving a normal case, right? Sorry, Apollo. I'm not telling that. I make those puppy dog faces. Oh my god. Okay. There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy between the video and testimony. If I'm right, we'll just present the video. And that will explain it. It's a little aggressive of me, but hey. God, yeah, imagine being the Machi just like sweating right now. He's like, can Apollo tell us how magic works? Nope. Aha! So this is it. The magical key to unlocking this illusion's dark secret. Tell us how it works. Quickly. I can't bear the suspense. I was kind of hoping someone else would jump in at this point. Well, you see... Judge, I do hate to spoil the mood, but I haven't the faintest idea what he's talking about, and neither does he. I'm a little confused too there, Apollo. Okay. I was hoping this would be the case. Right, but I conclude that I was wrong. Better luck next time, Pollywog. Mr. Justice, I'm holding you responsible for spoiling my mood. What a tear I just saw in the judge. This is so good. Nothing to rethink this through. The key's in the video somewhere, I'm sure of it. Okay. Reload, because I don't want to deal with low health. This is so good. Okay. Court record. Well, let's watch the video again and we'll figure it out. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. The video itself, I presented the video again, hoping that it let us like select a scene or something. I'm stuck on the performance itself. I want to present the mixing board, maybe. I think I'm too stuck on this. Wait, really, Hunter? I didn't know that. Apparently, it turned out Big Top, if you accuse the judge of having the stolen bust, you got a 95% penalty, like immediately to 1 HP. Oh no, sorry, not to 1 HP. Just if you didn't have full health, you died immediately. What? That's hilarious. I had no idea. Or did we talk about that? I don't remember. Okay, I think I'm barking up the wrong tree. What else could explain this? That's really funny, Hunter. I'm struggling. I'm currently struggling. But don't tell me yet. Hold on, don't tell me yet. Well, the problem right now, Couch, is that Lamaror has said it takes about 2 minutes, 1 minute if you're really fast, to use the vents to get across the stage. And yet... And she even had to wait to check the vent for this discussion between Darian and Latus. And she still made it in time, but the video only shows it happening in 20 seconds. So what I'm trying to say is that the video was edited. That's my #1 theory right now. We could present the brooch if it was a stunt double, but the brooch is gone in the show too. Like, the video has that gone as well. We can't present people. We could still present the brooch, I guess. Be like, just as if it works. We could present the diagram. Yeah, true. We can just try it. No harm done, because we're just reloading anyway. The diagram also works. Sure. Why does this explain this? If this is about the editing still, we're gonna have a talk about the noun verb problem again. Do you happen to remember this brooch? Ah, the brooch. We saw it yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now? Why? I thought we'd already determined when that was dropped. And so did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. Okay, so I'm a genius, basically. But how does this... Okay. So we know when the brooch was dropped. Here you can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Okay, I got that. Let's look at it a bit later. Did I overthink this? No brooch. What? The brooch is gone! What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can be only one explanation. The Laminar we see before the Vanishing Act and the Laminar we see after are two different people. Okay, so we were right. Sun Double. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. What? The brooch was found on the floor at the crime scene, and not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Couch, we were on it. We were on it. Laminar, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order, Prosecutor Gavin! From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Head Judge. I, of course, knew about it. What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. This never occurred to me. That the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So I was right. There was a switch. There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Laminar was replaced. While we're on the subject, just who was this replacement Lammeror? Why, the man behind the illusion, Bellant Gramarye. What? It was Gramarye? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on the stage, that's right. But this, fake Lammeror, is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true. Come on, Apollo. That's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. The Gab is on some kind of air guitar band, Fräulein. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? When we play a show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lammeror? Very well. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing even while I moved. Oh. You were singing? Yes, Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even when you were crawling over the ceiling toward the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing? Wherever I go is the same darkness. But if you were singing when you were walking... That's right, wouldn't the shooter and victim have heard? She was singing right over their heads, after all. That is right. Are you sure? It'd be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. When's he gonna come back to the state of the scene of the crime if the PA speaker was super loud? What state? I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. The speaker? Clavier. We are not an air guitar band. Also clavier. Speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. So they're monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring. Yes, I guess when he's in the courtroom, he can do air guitar. Exactly, Hunter. Monitoring. It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage, at my request, actually. Lammeror singing in the ceiling sounded just like Lammeror singing over the speaker. Ingenious, her voice was hidden by her voice. So true. Lammeror? I just remembered something. Do tell! When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice. Bullhead, that mixing board I lent you. Where is it? Mixing? Huh? The machine Apollo. Wait, what's the one that breaks music into tracks? Oh, this. I'd completely forgotten about it. Wait, what? Hold on. Second verse. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody? But she said that, didn't she? Did she not? Sugar, sugar. Oh, that night's in your embrace. And when you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure. She missed the first pleasure. Let's take a listen. She missed the first pleasure. Oh, that night's in your embrace. Yo. The song does stop there. Yeah, the gunshot that they picked up the mic is a little surprising. It does. I must have missed it. Look at the lyric sheet. The top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. This is a especially if you couldn't go back through this. If you're trying to like review this, that's going to be very frustrating. mean, by forgetting words, she means forgetting word. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. Oh, it really does, I guess. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second set, during Lamar's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darian Crescend could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Turnabout? The one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Her forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamar's testimony. Yes, is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she is lying to protect the defendant? But you have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is as yet unclear until we hear directly from the man himself. The man you don't mean. Yes. Though he is a friend and band member, Darian Crescend must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case, as a suspect, to be frank. Let's do it. Let's do it. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. Got a lot of rats today, huh? And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Crescend, get ready for justice. This is as good a time as any to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. I have him here and ready by the time we begin. Yeah. The rats make me crazy. I'm the last man to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well, court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. Oh, no! Okay, so we're not finishing tonight. I'm so sorry. I said finale, and then I lied, apparently. I thought it was for sure going to be this. This was a long bit, though. This was 2 hours. We didn't, like, get super stuck. I mean, I do think, in general, the segments have been around 2 hours rather than, like, an hour. Which is fine, but... yeah, I do not have time to do another one tonight because unless this next one is half an hour, which it's not going to be half an hour, we gotta cut it here tonight, unfortunately, folks. For its attorney, at least. So, if the next bit takes like 20 minutes, say so. But unless this next bit, I'm assuming we got some more work to do here than 20 minutes. Maybe it's like an hour or so, but I don't have an hour, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. I just, yeah, that's totally fair. Okay. Let's do that then. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch live right now, know that we will be continuing to chat in a minute. If you're watching on a VOD, this is the end of your important stuff, so enjoy. There should be links around here if this is on the VOD channel. If not, then there are links down below for the main channel, the Twitch channel, and the Discord. Discord is the place to be for updates and chatting and hanging out and all sorts of stuff. So come on by the Discord. And of course, I stream Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/SL_TV, as well as on YouTube channel link down below. Hopefully we will see you live sometime soon here on one of the channels or on Discord. And otherwise, enjoy yourselves. Get some rest. Peace. Okay. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm talking about right now. So if you're joining us live, again, thank you for joining us live on YouTube or Twitch. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hi, good to see you all. Basically, I want to announce P3 very aggressively. I want to be very clear about when we're starting P3, especially to YouTube, because the YouTube folks who are watching the VODs would not know that we've been talking P3R. So I'm going to this week, do the social announcements, and we're gonna start next week. I think we're gonna want to finish this up, and we can start case 4, and then we can mix in case 4 with P3R. Sorry for that delay on P3, but like I said during Katamari, my goal is to do P3 as well as we possibly can, and that includes, especially given how much love the people of the YouTube channel have given to the Persona series we've done over the years. I want to make sure we do a good job signaling to them, hey, Persona's coming, to let them know. So thank you for being here. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't played VNs really outside of Fate Grand Order before, if that counts. Before we started streaming some. It's been a really good time. We should play an actual, this is an actual VN, I'm sorry. Like a proper VN at some point. maybe once Tsukihime remake drops, that could be a fun one to do. Or the Fate Stay Night remaster, honestly. It's Rialto Nua, so it's safe for work. Enough at least. The School Elysium, yeah, it goes to work. I'm not sure yet. So I think we'll figure it out basically. So we can tomorrow. I don't know. Rando's going to be on Wednesdays. Unless we need to make time. So like next week, we probably won't do a rando day because we need time to like dig in on P3. And then we can figure out if we want to do like P3, and like sandwich it in between Ace Attorney days, or do like a block. If we're doing like 4 days in a row stream, we can do like a Monday, Tuesday Ace Attorney, Thursday, Wednesday. We'll figure it out basically. We also could do like chunks. Like we could do like, we're going to do at least 1 day of each a week, I think would probably be the goal. And we may want to convert some Sundays into Ace Attorney days, especially for the time being, as we're trying to like chunk through these games a little faster. So Sundays may be less content kitchen. Yes, we will do that because Ace Attorney is the perfect length to do a episode of Ace Attorney and then follow that up with Content Kitchen on Sunday or any day. So we're gonna probably reconvert Sundays off of pure Content Kitchen for a little bit because Ace Attorney is the perfect length to do like 2 hours, 1 hour, or like 2.5, half an hour. Yeah, which is totally fair. We can do it on Sunday. Like, it's not a problem, but we don't have to do Content Kitchen on Sunday, right? So like we can just like axe Content Kitchen for it. We can just put that on hold for a little bit and we'll fit it in free time basically instead of doing it all on Sunday. So let's figure out our pace, because the problem is this week, if we don't have to start case 4 this week is the other option, right? We could do like finish case 3 tomorrow, do random on Wednesday, and spill over onto Thursday, and then we can start. My thought right now is case 3 tomorrow, rando Wednesday, start case 4 on Thursday, and then do another case 4 on Sunday, and then do P3 all week after that, or do P3, P4 on Thursday, or something like that. I mean, case 4 on Thursday. It'd be a little awkward for case 4 to be done on 2 days and then a long break, but there's recaps for a reason. So. Seem reasonable enough, hopefully. And then we can get P3 started next week. That's my take at this time. And then once we get into it, we'll just be into it, right? My main concerns are about like the starting, the way it's paced. Yeah. It is. Faye, I totally agree that that is nice. But we are playing 2 more games in this trilogy at some point. And I want to be wary of doing like if we do one thing at a time, basically we end up in a situation where we are going to be playing Persona for like 3 months or whatever, and like that's fine, but also as I've said, like rough for people who aren't going to be watching Persona. So like having 2 playthroughs going is tougher to juggle. We can figure it out. Like if it gets hard, the nice thing about Ace Attorney is like it's in discrete chunks. So we can just like say, hey, we want to focus on Persona, and we'll do a random night or something this week instead of trying to fit in Ace Attorney. We can do that. We'll see how it goes basically. Ace Attorney being very clearly delineated in chunks is really helpful for this though, because we know exactly how long a chunk takes, and we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. We'll make it happen. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully I will see you all soon. I think we're just gonna cut it here tonight because it's a little awkward amount of time left. I'll be back tomorrow night finishing up this case, and then we will go from there. We can either start our rando adventure for the week tomorrow night. We could also do some Content Kitchen tomorrow night. We'll figure it out. We're using Balatro. Yes, and I've been working on the sleep schedule, so hopefully you will notice we will be in a revived, unsleepy Essel for next week as well. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully I will see you all very soon on YouTube and Twitch. Thanks for being here, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. Until next time, everybody, enjoy yourselves, get some rest. Peace.